Hi folks, we're going to be showing you today how to update your web page in WordPress. Step 1, you want to log on to WordPress using the login information sent to your email address by our web designers. You should have received this email a while ago. Once you log on, you're going to see a page that looks like this. I know this is very small, but this should look somewhat familiar. This is your WordPress dashboard. Now, we're going to add a post, which is what you'll want to be doing every time you want to update your site. Click on Posts. You'll notice a couple of options here. You want to click on Add New. Once you do that, lo and behold, look what pops up. We're going to start by naming your new post. You want to give it a clever name, something catchy, something fun, something that represents your unique post. So what I've got here is Patrick Gonzaga's podcast episode regarding the technical work on floats. I gave it a clever, catchy name. And then I come on down here to the description block. And what I've done here is I have copied and pasted a little write-up that I've done from Word, and I've pasted it right in here. And this will be the post. Remember when you're writing your post description that you want to make sure you include your name, the name of your interview subjects or subject. You want to make sure it's spell checked. You want to make sure you include your topic, it's catchy. It's grammatically correct. Remember, this represents the station. It represents us, so you want it to be a professional post. Now, we need to do a couple of very important things here. Under Format, you want to make sure that Standard is selected. You also want to make sure that you select a couple of options under Categories. Featured should be checked. Featured means it's going to appear in the rotation on the home page. You want your post to be on the home page. This is important. You also want to scan down and look at all of the other options you have available to you, and you want to choose your show. In this case, this post regards the Rose Parade, so I've selected the Rose Parade category as well as featured. Another important aspect to post that you want to make sure that you do here is you want to actually give it some tags. Tags should represent what your post is about. In this case, it's the Rose Parade, so I've got Pasadena Rose Parade, I've got Rose Parade floats, and I've even included a Tournament of Roses tag. That means that if anybody types these into their search parameters on Google, our post should pull up, or at least Patrick Gonzaga's post should pull up for lancerradio.org. So you'll notice here once I've done that and I've clicked Add, here they are. Now you want to add your image to correspond with your post. Remember when adding an image to your post that the image should reflect your post? It should be no larger than 200 by 200 pixels, and you want to make sure that the image, you have permission to use the image, okay? So now we're going to scan on down here to Feature Image and select Set Featured Image like I've done here. And what's going to pull up here is an opportunity for you to actually pull in an image. Typically you're going to pull this in from your computer, something that you've saved from your computer. The From URL link I find doesn't work particularly well, so usually what I do is I save the image on my computer, and then I go ahead and I pull it off of my computer. So in this case I have an image that I've found, and I've saved it onto my desktop, and I'm pulling it in from my desktop. Once I've done that, it'll actually pull up, and you'll see your image appear. Here is the image. You'll notice under dimensions that it's much too big. Remember what I said about 200 by 200? This is 960 by 723. It's much too large. So what I've done here is I've clicked on Edit, and I've gone in and I've actually typed in what I want the size to be. 200 by 200. Aspect ratio, 200 by 200. I've done that. I also want to make sure that I apply it to all image sizes, not just one. So I've checked that. And then I scroll on down here, and you want to make sure to give the title of your image a title that makes sense, okay? Something that actually you'll be able to remember later, or that any of us will be able to remember later if we're looking through the media category or file in the back end of WordPress. Thumbnail should be selected, and you want to make sure to select Use as Featured Image. Do not insert it into your post. Select Use as Featured Image. This is very important. Once you've done that, it's going to go ahead and pull it in, and you'll click Save All Changes. And once it's saved everything, you can go ahead and close right out of this window. You'll know whether or not you've been successful with adding your post by looking under Featured Image. If your photo appears there, you were successful. So there's my image, and we're good to go. I now have an image that's associated with my post. Now we're going to talk about uploading your podcast. You are not authorized to upload anything to the server that we use for the website. Okay, the web designer, our back-end guy, will take care of that for you. And what they'll do is they'll be giving you an image that they'll actually be giving you a URL address that you can include when you are inserting your podcast into your unique post. Okay. So I know these slides are going by a bit fast. Just make sure that you come back and revisit these slides and you read these very carefully. Okay, they'll give you the information on that. So now that the web facilitator has given you a specific file name, okay, you're going to come on back to your post. You're going to scroll on down to podcast episode, and you're going to type in, as I've shown you on the slides, you're going to type in www.lancerradio.org/podcast/ you'll type in the name of the file that the web designer has given you. You want to make sure that you do it exactly the way it was given to you. You click on verify, and if you were successful, it will say media verified successfully. That means, yay, you now have your audio or your video successfully attached to your post, which is great. It'll be a red box if you did it wrong, and if you didn't find it, it's probably because you didn't actually copy the file name down exactly right. Now, you want to make sure that you save everything. So you scroll on up to Publish box and you click on Save Draft. And this basically means that even though you haven't published it yet, everything that you've done so far is saved. You have an insurance policy, you're covered. You can now click on Preview and take a look to see whether or not you're happy with what your post looks like. So I went ahead and I clicked on Preview, and here I am. It's taking me over to the website, and it's showing me what my post looks like. The name, the image is there, the write-up that I gave it is there, and look at that. There's my media player. It's allowing me to click on it. It's allowing me to play it. I have audio. Everything is where it needs to be. My tags are there. Everything is there. Perfect. Very happy. Very happy. You've done your job well. So once you've checked everything, you've made sure that it's there, you can go ahead and close on out of this. Just click out of this box, and it will take you right back to your post box, and now you can publish your post. So go ahead and click on Publish, and it's going to go ahead and send it to the website. And you'll notice it says Post Published right at the top of the screen. That means that you were successful. Now you want to check your handiwork. You want to double check it by logging on to lancerradio.org, taking a look at the post, making sure that it shows up on the home page, it shows up in the rotation, which here it does, and it's also showed up under the Rose Parade site, which we took a look at earlier. You want to make sure that it plays okay on the web page, your audio is there, it's showing up, the image is there, the text is there, that everything looks good, and you did it. It's done. Congratulations.